one sec. Dead air. The worst sin, dead air.
Mumble, rhubarb.
Messed up. All right, so it's been in the news cycle a bit recently, or in the last news cycle, that the fresh bit of red meat that Labour are throwing out to try and pretend they're doing something on the immigration question, of course. The one small element of it to do with our prisons overflowing with thousands and thousands of foreign criminals, some terrible criminals. Once again, we know that illegal immigration is not the biggest problem, it's legal immigration.
Yep.
And that the few thousand foreign nationals in our prisons is actually really the tip of the iceberg.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, it is still very important, and it is in the news cycle at the moment. So, here we can see the BBC. They get the Home Office and the government say, we're going to deport way more people. They made a new list of countries that they're going to put on it. India is one of them. So, like, the Indian Times cares about that. Of course they do.
I wonder why.
But it's in the middle. Sorry, what?
I wonder why.
Yeah. Because they're tribal, like all peoples in the world. All peoples in the world.
You could deport those foreign Indian criminals back to India, and I'm sure no one in India would even notice.
Right, yeah.
Right, no one would notice.
It's only a few thousand, yeah. Most peoples in the world, and for all time, have got an in-group preference. Right, it's not mad to have an in-group preference, for God's sakes. Okay, so there's the Mirror running with it. There's the Guardian running with it, of course. Or is this the Sunday Times? And the government themselves talking about it. So if I go back to the BBC one, we'll have a quick look at what's actually being said. So they've said, and I don't believe any of this. That's the angle. That's the take in this piece. If anyone doesn't already know where we're going with this, is that it's just nonsense. It's like the Rwanda thing. Talk about it. Talk about how we're going to give France XYZ, give them money. Nothing ever happens. In fact, we're just flooded even more with more and more people daily, literally daily. Like over the weekend, like 400 plus people per day coming across the channel, ferried across by border force boats and the RNLI. So nothing's even slowing down, let alone stopping. And yet, out of the Home Office or the government, Mrs. Ed Ball saying, "Oh, we're doing stuff though. We're going to do stuff. Look, we've got this list of countries which we'll be able to deport foreign criminals straight back to." It was they say it's a list of 23 countries, and they've added 50. Well, now it's 23, but they've added 15 more countries to it. We're talking Angola, Botswana, Brunei, Bulgaria, Guyana, Indonesia, Kenya, Latvia, Lebanon, Malaysia, Uganda, Zambia. So yeah, that's sort of what they're saying.
I was just going to say, I wish that deporting people to Australia was as based as it sounds. Right, I wish that was some old imperial tactic.
Oh, right.
Played over again.
Oh, yeah, like the 18th, 19th century deportation.
Yeah, just send them all to Australia.
You go to Australia and are never heard from again.
Yeah.
Just a dumping ground for criminals.
Says Yvette Cooper. Yeah. Finally getting a finger out.
I know Australians, and I can see why, really hate that when we say that or mention that. Oh, you're all descended from criminals. Well, not all.
No.
But it was a place to deport criminals for quite a long time. Anyway, I got a strong gene pool.
Good for you guys.
Strong gene pool. Can't deny that. So yeah, they're saying things like we'll be able to deport way more people and much more quickly. And I mean, so there's a few quotes here. But with even this U-turn, only the Conservative Party is committed to deporting all foreign criminals. Yeah, we don't believe you either.
Not sure about that one. Do you know, it's funny, I see this as a big win. I think I tweeted about this yesterday. I see this as a massive win. Like you said, it's I would see it as the last bit of red meat to throw out. They understand and they know how deeply unpopular they are, the Labour Party. And so this is their sort of death rattle of throwing out the red meat to try and court as many people and to cling on as many people as possible, because they know their party is collapsing. And I think they're going to collapse earlier than we think. I predict that. I am very optimistic. I've become extremely optimistic rather than blackpilling. No blackpilling. So I actually see this as the death rattle of the Labour Party in itself. So I think I see this as a big win. I see this as rhetoric is changing. The Overton window is in transit, like you've just said. And they're not going to do it. Yeah. Don't kid yourselves. They're not going to do it. But the rhetoric is there. And I see that as a positive, personally.
It's remarkable, isn't it, how... You remember when, feels like a lifetime ago now, but after Brexit, when the Tories, obviously, it kept them afloat a little bit longer, and we got all of the terrible things that unleashed. But there was talk at the time, like, no one trusts the Labour Party because it was full of Europhiles. People who wanted to drag us back into the EU and everything. And there was genuinely talk about it's going to be generations, before the Labour Party ever get into power again. Well, we all got sick of the Tories and every single betrayal they'd thrust at us quite quickly. And so it's remarkable that, in a way, Labour would have been better off if they were no longer out of power now, because they could have just continued to whinge from the sidelines. But now that they've put themselves so thoroughly into the inherited mess of the Tories and continue to just govern by the exact same playbook, and even worse in some cases with how brazen they've been with all of the abortion stuff and other such things that no one asked for.
Lowering the franchise.
They're going to get wiped out.
Yeah.
We have to remember, though, we cannot extend the olive branch of inheritance, because they will use that. They'll say, well, this was inherited to us.
No, absolutely.
All this mess was because of the Tories. Well, you could argue that in some of it, but it's exacerbation. You can fix this country, I'm going to say. You can fix it. You can.
I agree with one of your points and slightly disagree with the other one.
Yeah.
One of them was that this is good. Absolutely agree with you. The fact that they're painted into a corner where they have to use this type of rhetoric. Brilliant. They've sort of got nowhere else to go. And I hope it is their sort of death rattle. The only bit I disagree with you, and I don't mean to blackpill.
No.
On Twitter, I'm sort of an arch... I'm an arch optimist. Like no doomerism. I've written an article.
Yeah,
you're not allowed to be a doomer. But what I will say, I just think realistically, is that Starmer is the type of person, the type of politician that will cling on by his fingernails.
Oh yeah,
he's a lawyer.
He's the type. I feel like, because obviously I don't know the man, but I do feel like he's the type of politician that will put up with a sort of crazy amount of civil unrest and just stay in number 10. That kind of old school socialist.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. That's what I feel like. Where he won't be removed from power. Like certain maybe I think of maybe something like a football manager.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of pressure and they go. Or you remember when there was that Justin Welby. There's a little bit of pressure and he resigned. I feel like Starmer's not that type of man. I wish he was. I think there's a petition at the moment.
Yeah,
and it's got hundreds of thousands. Like 500,000 or 600,000 already. I feel like Starmer's the type of politician that's like, really? Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah. There's nothing legally forcing me to resign or call an election, so I'm not going to.
To add to that, I think, because I agree with that, I don't think... I don't know if I said that I believe that Keir Starmer will resign himself. I don't think that will be the case. I think it will be some sort of revolt within the party itself.
Oh, right, okay.
That's how I view it. I think, because how many is it? Is it 40 to 60 have to, with the amount they have to sign a no vote of confidence?
A vote of no confidence?
Yeah.
All right.
I think that is potential on the horizon, considering how everything's going. You've even got Diane Abbott. People like that, that have been diehard with the party for a long, long time, are turning around saying, actually, and not to, string it all on Diane Abbott, of all people, to say that she's going to be the one to hold the anti-Labour revolution within Westminster. I don't think that.
I mean, Labour have got so many MPs.
Yeah.
It's always the way in a parliament where one party's got such a massive majority that it's their own backbenchers that become the real opposition in a sense.
Yeah.
And Labour massively suffer from that. If you look at Blair in '97, it wasn't the case because he enjoyed such a unity within his party, and his leadership was so unquestioned, and his charisma and the tide of optimism and all that stuff. So Queer doesn't enjoy any of that. So yeah, it may well come from the Labour Party.
I believe. Yeah, I agree with you. By the way, so we actually agree. I think I don't think Keir Starmer is gonna he's gonna cling on to that part of power. He's an old Trotskyite, I believe.
Right.
So he's obviously going to cling on to that, and he's a lawyer. You know what they're like. So it's going to be one of those things. He will literally dig his heels in the sand whilst he's dragged away. Not physically, obviously, metaphorically, from power. Yeah,
but that's what
it will be from Labour, I believe.
That's what trots do. They almost feel like that's the righteous and correct thing to do.
You have to do it till the bitter end.
That's what Leon Trotsky would have done.
Yeah.
So, right. So, okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Right. No. So there's other countries where we've been sometimes able to deport people to, Albania, Herzegovina. But the question is, one of the problems is, will they actually go back? So, for example, Pakistan. We've got lots of people we would like, criminals, actual Pakistani nationals or dual nationals that have done despicable crimes, sex crimes, the worst sorts of things, and then they're supposed to be deported after they've served their sentence, and Pakistan just say, nope, we're not having them. And so our governments have always been, oh, well, I guess that's the end of the story. They'll have to go back and live on the old street in Leeds or whatever.
No sanctions.
Near their victims that are still there or whatever. Awful. So it's all well and good, Home Office, Yvette Cooper, it's all well and good to say, oh, we've got a list of countries and we're going to send them back. Well, but you don't know. We don't believe you that you're going to do it. You're not doing that particularly. And they'll talk about things like, the number of deportations has gone up. Yeah, there's a little bit of an uptick from some sort of crazy all-time low.
Yeah,
so that's like when they
say, because it couldn't go any higher.
It's such a crappy argument. It's like saying, oh, inflation's only at 3%. It was at 7%, so that's good, right? No, that's still terrible. That's still not good enough. Oh, look, here's Sir Keir himself. Very strong words. If you come to this country and commit a crime, you don't get to stay here, except you do. Because the government's weak as crap. You will face deportation at the earliest opportunity. No one believes you. No. What is that? Really?
It might believe someone like Rupert, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We will send you packing.
We will send you packing, says the government.
Says, is it Mahmood? What's her name?
Yeah, Sabana.
Yeah, Mahmood. Yeah.
Sabana Mahmood, our Justice Secretary.
I can't, Yvette Cooper saying we're going to send them packing. Like, it just doesn't, it's just strange.
I was going to play that, but there's no point playing that. Yeah, there she is.
Oh. Yeah.
This woman's in charge of trying to keep us safe, really. Yeah. The confidence in the people out there, if you're going to read the room, read the temperature. I mean, I'm sure, suffer from being in some sort of bubble because we're right-leaning, but it does seem to be, doesn't it? Because I try my best to avoid that sort of thing, right? It does seem that the general mood out there, well, if you just look at how Reform, the milquetoast containment project that is Reform, how well they're doing, just that, the tiniest bit of slightly redder red meat is through the roof. So the real feeling, I suspect, the real feeling in the country is way more than that, way deeper than that. No one believes Sabana Mahmood is going to do the job. Nobody believes Yvette Cooper is going to save us.
And what's more, the whole coalition of people that Labour had any chance to keep a hold of are just going to go to Corbyn at the next general election as well. So they can't even just count on the left-wing voters anymore to be like, well, with the most left-wing party you have, aren't times changing? Yeah.
I'm loving the Your Party thing. That it will split the centre left
just what we needed,
and the farther left The Labour vote. They will split the Labour vote. Lovely. Lovely jubbly.
It's good.
Where and Nige, he sort of does just make the right noises sometimes. That all prisoners from overseas will be sent back. Yeah, thanks. That's the bare minimum. But
as if that's not the
thanks,
default
I'll take
position,
it.
though.
Yeah, right. I mean, that is what Yvette Cooper and the Home Office are saying, aren't they, really? That is what Robert Jenrick's saying. That's what, all apart from sort of the Greens and the Lib Dems and Muslim independents or whatever. It's what they're nearly all saying. And you even get sort of the BBC or BBC adjacent type mainstream media organs sort of forced, again, sort of painted into the corner of saying, oh, maybe this is what is required. Maybe they don't just completely demonise. Like the mainstream media isn't demonising Yvette Cooper in the last news cycle for daring to say we're going to increase the list of countries that we deport people to. They're just like, oh, this is happening now.
This is what's going on. Yeah.
So again, that Overton window, sort of always shifting. One of the other, I think, talking points is the idea of, okay, so a foreign national commits a crime and they're caught and convicted of it here. Should it be the policy then that they're just immediately deported to their country of origin? Because that is sort of what the government is saying. Again, no one believes they'll actually do it. They're not going to actually do it, but that's the policy. They're saying they want to do that. I mean, is that good? There's a few different ways of looking at it. Because what you could do is you sentence them to their sentence here. They do their time here. Obviously costs us money and fills up our jails. But then at least some justice has been served. Then, as soon as their sentence is up, they're then deported, they're taken straight from the jail to the airport or the boat and sent home. Okay, so at least some justice has been served, but at our expense. Or you send them directly from being sentenced in court to the airport, where they then go to their own country. I mean, I would rather that, because I want them out of the country as soon as humanly possible.
I'd rather that,
and I don't want it at our expense. But the problem is, they may well get to their country, Libya, Nigeria, Bangladesh, wherever it is, and that country say, yeah, you can go free. Yeah.
So that's why
we don't recognise the UK courts and the sentence they gave.
That I think there must be some sort of coordination with embassies then. There must be some kind of coordination. We have a foreign national here from X country. We have to now coordinate with the embassy of that country and to have like a department or something in charge of foreign criminals or their own nationals for criminals that have committed crimes overseas. And then they go in and they obviously look over the case with the British and then come to a formal agreement. Like, we're going to send this person back, but also the punishment still stands with you. And I think that's the way to sort of tighten it, maybe.
Well, that would be nice. It's just a little bit...
It sounds utopian, doesn't it? I'm sorry.
It's just a little bit
I'm so hopeful.
And it relies on a trust of the other government.
Yeah.
Isn't that?
This is, it's true.
It is a little bit difficult because
you have to add sanctions in if there's disagreement. It's going to be quite messy. There's going to be a lot of red tape.
I forgot to mention that, but buy the Islander. do that. Buy that, because that's good.
It's very good.
$14.99. I always sound so disingenuous. I'm not a salesman. Sorry, Rory. It is well good. Buy it.
It is well good.
It's well good, bruv.
Ream. Yes, man.
It's safe.
The Islander UK.
It's sweet as a cherry nut. Buy it.
Nice.
It's a bit difficult because one, you have to get that government to agree to loads and loads of things.
Yeah.
Secondly, that it could go one of two ways. One, they could say, well, the crime you committed in the UK
is different to how we would interpret it. Yeah,
the crime you commit in our country, that's not even a crime, say. Or
it's
we
true.
The UK sentence you to 7 years for some sex crime. And for us, we're like, no, well done, if anything.
Then it should be.
Right.
Then it should be. We are sentencing this national to this minimum years, and then you have to agree to that. You have to force the hand. Essentially, you have to agree to this sentence. But if you would like to addition,
well,
then
I was going to say it goes the other way. It could be, say they committed a really heinous crime.
Heinous, yeah.
And in their own country, Saudi Arabia, say, or Pakistan or something, the punishment for that is death, or like 100 lashes in the public square or something like that. So it used to often be, well, it still is often, the argument here in Britain that we can't deport this person back to their country of origin because that country has got a terrible human rights record and this person will be tortured or executed, and we can't possibly have that, so they have to live the rest of their life in Leeds or Birmingham or whatever. It's that argument, you hear that argument a bit less, I have noticed. Like, again, in this news cycle, where Yvette Cooper's talking about increasing the number of countries we're going to send people back to, I haven't seen a massive pushback from bleeding hearts and traitors, you know, like someone like Chakrabarti or something, saying, oh, you can't deport people back to these countries because they'll be tortured or put to death or something. I've seen a bit less of that because it just doesn't wash, I think, as much anymore. The average British natives, I don't care. They just can't be in Britain anymore.
I just don't know what happens like after. Like you said, like we're talking all this about policy. Like, you know, is there an agreement with the other country? What would happen if they refuse? You know, all of this. These are all extremely important questions that need to be addressed. None of the media are going to do that. No. Nobody is going to do that. Yeah. And these are the most important questions because, like you said, someone who done a heinous crime, Axel Rudakabana, or like someone or whatever, I don't know, and just a crime like that, right? Deported, and then what happens? Where do they go? Like, is it, like you said, roam free, or is there an agreement? Like, and nobody's asked that. Nobody. I've not seen it anyway.
If you try and have that discussion, quite often they still try and shut you down, don't they?
But what's the point of announcing the policy then? And I'm trying to say this from someone who is trying to. It's near enough impossible, but trying to be like, okay, well, if I was in that position, like, how would you do it? Like, and trying to brainstorm with that. They've announced it. So now I want to know, well, what happens after? And nobody. Sorry, I'm repeating myself.
The fact we don't get it, the fact they don't talk about it in detail, does say, doesn't it? It does. It tells us
words
that it's just red meat. It's just a bit of gaslighting. It's just one more step in that endless ladder of, we swear, guys, trust us, bro. We're doing stuff to make you safer, to try and help the demographic issue. But they're not going to do any of it. They're not going to do any of it.
To save our party, I mean our country. You know?
Yeah, right. Meanwhile, Restore, just a cavalcade of baseness. Meanwhile, Rupert and Harrison and Charlie and the likes are, it's just like an endless stream of super base stuff.
That is art.
I really want them to make an actual party I can vote for. Really, really want them to do that because at the moment it's still not an actual party, is it? But yeah, just being unapologetically based. Restore, and talking about legal immigration now, and going down the Douglas Carswell route of talking about stripping citizenship from people. Yeah, you're given a citizenship, well, we can take it away again. Or even that you were born here. Yeah, well, we'll have to look into that actually. Yeah, that's not written in stone.
No, it absolutely isn't.
It's just reverse mass immigration. It's not like, no, we need a net zero migration.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, clutch the pearls, wring the hands. We'll go for a net zero migration policy.
Very expressive.
We need mass remigration to the tunes of millions is what we need. And Restore sort of begins to talk about that sort of thing, just explicitly. Start sending them back, basically. This is quite a based one. That the collaborators, basically the families of these rapists that may have been complicit in it, knew about it, were silent about it, covered for them, whatever. We need to think about deporting you as well.
One of the other things with things like this that Restore put out that I really like personally as a form of like psychological warfare is where they'll say something along the lines of just all the foreigners who hate Britain have got to go. Don't say how many that is. It's just like however many is necessary, however many fit that label, you know.
I want my country back and I want it to be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to be flooded with fifth columnists. Yeah, someone like Gwaine Towler clutching his pearls. Oh, people that haven't been convicted of any crime, you're going to deport them? Yeah, we think about it. Yeah. Just abolish asylum.
Yeah.
Stop. Yeah, we don't need it. We're not obliged. Britain isn't some sort of overflow car park for the world's detritus. We're not obliged to give asylum to everyone in the world. That's madness. Oh yeah, look. So like the Labour government can say, deportations are up. Yeah, from an insane low. Yeah, there's a bit of an uptick. Such disingenuous liars.
It's good data. It's good data. It's important.
Restore point it out. Everyone should join Restore, or at least follow them on there.
Yeah.
Mass remigration can save Britain. Clear them out. They need to be cleared out. Clear them out. Pakistani rapists should be behind bars in Pakistan.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the thing is as well, this is something that people can trust because it's obviously consistent. It's obviously coming from a point of principle. It's not, if Labour was sincere, this would have always been the position. Right? But it wasn't. It's, things are getting a little tough for us, so we'll just come to that really sensible position now that everyone has been screaming at us to come to for years. It's like, no, we have been screaming for a long time.
I do actually have faith in Restore and Rupert Lowe and some of the other people like Nick Tenconi or Britain First. A number of these parties and organisations they're not containment projects necessarily. I do have faith that if Rupert Lowe was magically a prime minister with a massive mandate or an autocrat of Britain or something, that he would do this. That I may be proven wrong on that. With only the future will tell.
I don't think so.
I do. You don't?
No, I don't think so.
It's
you don't have faith Rupert would.
Oh no, yeah. Stuff? Oh no, yeah. Sorry. No, I thought you were saying something else. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, carry on. Sorry. Okay. Ignore me.
I take your point though as well, and also the thing is, I think we all have to be mindful of is that because of the sheer scope of the betrayal, because of how much that the people of Britain have had to endure over the decades now, because the establishment has slid more and more away from the actual wishes of the people. It's created this whole atmosphere of distrust where we don't really trust anything, and everyone who comes up on the horizon, we have to question rightly.
Yeah.
Are they sincere?
Yeah.
Are they going to burn us again?
Right.
Are they going to betray us again? But at the same time, we shan't be able to succeed if we don't find a way to trust.
It's true.
Right? We do need trust in order to win. But we have to be sure we're putting it in the right people.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. 45% of Britain... I suspect that even is low.
It's low.
I think there's the silent people that will go out to these...
Anonymous.
That came from gov.uk.
Right.
So it's
So the reality is much higher. If anyone's just listening to the audio, it's a graphic that says 45% of Britain supports reversing mass immigration. I suspect it's a lot higher.
It's a lot higher.
I swear if Nigel became truly based, as actually saying stuff in the nativist interest, he'll be polling at twice what he's polling. I'm convinced of that.
Negative.
Negative immigration. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Lovely jubbly.
And just simply, we must put our own first. Yeah. It's got to happen. Okay, so I'll leave it there. I've run out of time.
All right.
Who are the men that pick for scraps amongst the ruins at the end of history? You should know, because you encounter them every day. Between the towering buildings of a fallen empire, we find the Fellaheen, the historyless men, who know nothing of the turning of the cosmic wheel and find themselves outside of civilization itself. Cut loose from the great chain of being, they represent the loam into which our dying culture will return. That is, unless we choose to take up the burden once again. This Fellaheen condition is the subject we explore in issue 4 of Islander magazine, on sale while stocks last and available worldwide at shop.lotuseaters.com.